Today, we're going to go where no one usually looks, deep inside the hidden world behind our walls, and yeah, even beneath our floors. We're about to uncover the secret life of your home's plumbing. And what you'll find is that it's a complex network that's basically talking to you all the time. The real question is, are you actually listening? You know exactly what I'm talking about. That weird gurgle that comes from the toilet in the dead of night, or that shuddering bang when the water heater suddenly kicks on. Look, these aren't just random annoying sounds. They're actually whispers from inside your walls, clues that something is going on just out of sight. So think of these common issues, a slow drain, a sudden drop in water pressure, not as separate problems, but as symptoms. Here's a little at-home diagnostic tip for you. If you notice multiple drains in your house are slow at the exact same time, the problem probably isn't just under one sink. Oh no, it's likely a much bigger issue, probably in your main sewer line. So today we're going to play detective. We're going to follow these clues and uncover the real story that's happening inside your pipes. Okay, so to really understand this hidden language, we need the perfect place to study it, a kind of laboratory where we can see all these plumbing forces at play. And for that, we're heading to Burbank, California. Now you might be asking, why Burbank? Well, it's because it is a perfect storm. It's got this great mix of older homes built decades ago, it sits in a seismically active area, and maybe most importantly, it has notoriously hard water. Honestly, the challenges that homes face here tell a story that's relevant to pretty much any homeowner anywhere. All right, let's unmask the main culprits in this whole plumbing drama. It turns out there are four major forces silently working against your home's pipes every single day. First step on the suspect list is history itself. You see, many of these homes from that era were built with galvanized steel and cast iron pipes. And after 60, 70, maybe even 80 years, these materials are just at the end of their lifespan. And they don't just wear out, they actually corrode from the inside out, slowly but surely choking off your water supply. Next up, the very ground underneath your feet. Southern California is famous for its shifting soil and, of course, its seismic activity. This constant, subtle movement puts a huge amount of stress on those rigid pipes buried underground, and that can lead to cracks, breaks, and leaks that you will not see until it becomes a major problem and a major bill. And then there's the water itself. Burbank's water is hard, which means it's packed with minerals like calcium and magnesium. And as these minerals flow through your pipes, they leave little deposits behind that harden over time. This creates what's called scale buildup, and it narrows the pipe's diameter. The best way to think about it, it's literally like plaque building up in an artery. And finally, our last culprit is nature. You know those beautiful mature trees that line the streets? Well, their roots are incredibly powerful, and they are always searching for water. They can find and force their way into the tiniest little cracks in your sewer line, creating these dense, stubborn blockages that are a real nightmare. Okay, so we've met our lineup of suspects. Now for the really interesting part. Let's connect them directly to the clues. The common problems you actually see and hear in your home. This right here is where it all clicks. That annoying low water pressure you have and the rusty water, that's a direct message from your old pipes. They're corroding and being squeezed shut by all that mineral buildup. And those clogs that keep coming back, or that loud banging from the water heater, those are the telltale signs of invasive tree roots and hardened sediment. The key thing to get here is that these aren't separate random issues. They're all deeply interconnected. So the big question is, how do we fight back against these powerful forces of time and nature? Well, not with old school tools. We fight back with modern technology that lets us see, diagnose, and treat these problems with, honestly, incredible precision. The single most important tool in the modern plumber's arsenal is the sewer camera. It's a total game changer. Instead of just guessing what's causing a blockage, a pro can send a high-res camera right down the line and see everything. Is it a root intrusion, a collapsed pipe, years of grease buildup? Knowing the exact cause is always the first step to a real, lasting solution. And just look at the difference in how we treat the problem now. The old method, sneaking, it basically just punches a small hole through a clog, and that's a temporary fix at best. The modern solution, hydrojetting. This thing uses super high-pressure water to literally scour the inside of the pipe clean. It removes everything, roots, grease, scale, and restores the pipe to its full original diameter. It doesn't just clear the clog, it cleans the entire line. So all of this comes together in a really logical, professional process. It starts with that accurate diagnosis, absolutely no guesswork. Then you get a transparent upfront estimate so there are no nasty surprises. The repair itself is targeted and done with quality materials to fix it right the first time. And finally, a thorough quality check makes sure the problem is truly and completely solved. So, after all this, what's the big takeaway? What's the one thing I really want you to remember? It's about shifting your mindset, moving from just reacting to plumbing emergencies to proactively understanding the health of your home. You see, every single home has its own unique story. It's based on when it was built, where it's located, and what materials were used to build it. Knowing that story, knowing you have 70-year-old galvanized pipes or that your yard is filled with trees with aggressive roots, that's what empowers you. It allows you to prevent a small problem from turning into a catastrophic and incredibly expensive disaster. So, the next time you hear that strange gurgle or notice a drain is a little slow, don't just brush it off. Your home is talking to you. It's trying to tell you its story. And now you know how to listen. Thanks so much for joining me today.